Hi scientists, I'm Scientist Angel and we're here at the Varner's greenhouse and nursery to learn about different types of plants we can grow. Now let's go investigate. Hello, we are here with Varner, the owner of Varner's greenhouse and nursery, and we are going to talk about plants.
Awesome.
When you were a kid, what did you want to do when you grew up?
I had a couple of different ideas about what I wanted to do. I always had an interest in Varner's and the greenhouse business. My parents started Varner's greenhouse. I was probably about 6 or 7 when it really became greenhouses, and I always loved it here and thought about doing this. I also was really interested in international business.
Can you also tell us a little bit about the history here at the Varner's greenhouse and nursery?
Absolutely. It started out, my parents, there's a farm here as well as the greenhouses, and my dad was always really interested in farming. They purchased the farm in 1978, and initially they were raising fruits and vegetables out in the farm. And at some point they decided to build a single greenhouse in order to germinate plants. That means in order to start the plants from seeds and have them be, a little bit bigger before planting them out into the fields. And the story goes that it was my mom that said, well, we have this greenhouse, but we're only using it a couple of weeks out of the year. We should really use it year round. And so from there, they started planting flowers and ornamental plants. And eventually by, I would say about the year 2000, the greenhouse as it appears today is how big it was by then.
How do you take care of all the plants in the greenhouse?
Very carefully, with a lot of support from a lot of people. We keep everything fertilized at least once a week. We recommend the plants get fertilized, make sure everything's getting watered as it should be, keeping controls over the temperature, making sure the plants are getting sufficient sunlight.
How many people work here at the greenhouse?
So Varner's is a seasonal business. That means that we have busier times of year than others. Year-round, we have about 15 people that work here. And then during our really busy times, which includes May as well as September, we have up to 35 people working here.
How do you choose which plants to grow here?
Some of it is based on history, what we've always grown, right? There's kind of the core base of what we do. We have always done, or at least for, the last 20, 30 years. It also is dependent on seasons as well as what can grow here outside, right? Our country is cut up, if you will, into different regions, and some plants grow better in more tropical climates compared to more northern climates. And so that in part also determines what we grow.
What are some of the most popular plants you guys have here?
I keep saying seasons. It's all about the seasonality. These are poinsettias. We grow those for Christmas time. We bring them in as little tiny plants in August and then grow them and shape them until about the last week of November is when they're ready for sale. So these are very, very popular at Christmas time. The mums are very popular for Halloween time, September, October. These ferns that are hanging overhead are really one of our customer favorites. We are known for the ferns. We grow probably 15,000 of them. And as you can see over here, they come in as really, really tiny plants. And there are a couple of different transplantings that we do with those until they get to this size. These are left over from the spring, but typically they're about that big for May.
So Carla, what is specifically your favorite plant here?
I have a couple of different favorite plants, and I have to say that ease of growing particular plants in the space that I have at home kind of helps determine what, during any season, is my favorite plant. But just objectively, without taking that into consideration, I really like dahlias. They make awesome cut flowers. They're just really nice, big, full blossoms. They're really beautiful.
What is your favorite thing about owning a greenhouse?
Wow. There are a lot of things that I like about owning the greenhouse. I like the fact that it's been in the community for all these years. I like the fact that my parents started this business and it's very meaningful to a lot of people. I have been coming out here since I was 5, 6 years old. Coming here in January, there's a very specific smell that like takes me back to my youth. There's this sort of wet, tropical feeling in the greenhouses. It could be a blizzard outside and you come here and it's warm and it feels so nice. And there's this it's probably the smell of dirt, and I love the smell of dirt.
What is a surprising thing that you learned here at the greenhouse?
I really didn't get involved in the day-to-day as much until about 4 years ago when my parents really started to slow down. And I don't think I appreciated all those years prior just how much is involved in all of it, right? The ordering of all the different components, the dirt, the seeds, the timing of it. There's an absolute timing sequence of it, right? As we talked about earlier, some plants grow faster than others. Everything that we do here has to be driven by that schedule, okay? Begonias take longer to germinate. You need to plant begonias at least 9 or 10 weeks out prior to wanting to be able to sell them. Whereas marigolds, they can germinate in 2 to 3 weeks. So you have a shorter time frame within which you can work. You can grow 2 to 3 crops of marigolds in the same time that you can grow begonias. To me, that's really fascinating. There's just so much to it that I don't think most customers who come here really see or appreciate.
What advice would you like to give to our young scientists out there?
I have lots of advice to give. Make it fun. If you're interested in it, pursue it. If you just get your hands dirty, literally, with plants, right? Start simple. Find a type of plant that will grow easy. Get good soil. Put the seed down into the dirt. Keep it watered. Give it plenty of sunlight, and just watch it develop. It's fascinating how plants develop and continue to grow. And some of them will flower. Some of them might bear fruit or vegetables. It's just really, really cool.
Thank you for spending time with us at the greenhouse and nursery, and about learning all the plants and amazing things you grow here.
Well, thank you, Angel, for your time and for the opportunity to talk about it. I really enjoyed it.